Welcome, everyone. I'm Bryndan Moore, Director of Member Engagement at Valence, which is a tech platform and community dedicated to unlocking the global combined power of Black professionals to create a massive economic and social progress. We're delighted to be partnering with Human Ventures for this conversation. The book is called The Three Mothers: How the Mothers of Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and James Baldwin Shaped a Nation. What's the message to our modern day investor community? And I had this piece from Audre Lorde again, from her essay, Age, Race, Class, and Sex. Much of Western European history conditions us to see human differences in simplistic opposition to each other. Dominate versus subordinate, good or bad, up or down, superior, inferior. In a society where the good is defined in terms of profit rather than in terms of human need, there must always be some group of people who, through systematized oppression, can be made to feel surplus, to occupy the place of the dehumanized inferior. Institutionalized rejection of difference is an absolute necessity in a profit economy which needs outsiders as surplus people. Heavy quote. How do we tie it in?
Yeah, it's a heavy quote, definitely. And this is a heavier quote because it's all about framing my entire theory around why dehumanization happens, because I think people still, again, aren't aware that we are treated as less than human beings in our communities and our societies still to this day. So that's why it's crucial to understand that it does happen, and here is one of the reasons it happens. So in terms of thinking about what we were saying earlier with tangible differences we can make and what are next steps that we can all take depending on our careers, our talents, what we're able to kind of give to this larger cause for our country. Money is huge. It's crucial where capital is going, where resources are being shared, where voices are being heard. But I will also say that whenever I advise groups who want to work on their DEI strategy, it's not only because it's, quote unquote, the right thing to do, it's also because it's the smart thing to do. If we pay attention to the numbers and in terms of the organizing power of Black women, very specifically, again, look at what happened in Georgia. This was a near impossible feat, but Black women, by going door to door, organizing, rallying themselves, their community, and fighting against systems of voter suppression, were able to not only change their state, but change our entire country. So why would a company not want to engage with a group that is so powerful and so strong, and think about what they could do with additional resources and additional attention paid to what they see as the issues that are facing our nation? If you're in venture capital, if you're a founder, you're all about thinking about the world differently and moving things forward in a way that others haven't thought about before. And this is a clear example of that. Of course, that's within politics, but you can think about it in any field. What could happen when you really mobilize and not only say, I believe in this, but you put your money behind it and say, look what can be done, look what can be changed for our nation. We've seen several examples of that, except most of them have happened thus far without capital behind them. So if they could have this additional layer of support, it'd be unstoppable.
Agreed. My name is Bryndan Moore. You can find me on valence.community. The work that Anna's doing with her book, we are doing in the tech and entrepreneur and professional space, Black professional space. So thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you, Human VC. Thank you, Anna. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for such thoughtful questions. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in.